Hi everyone, my name is Ann Gall and I'm the K-5 Life Skills teacher at Marine Elementary School in Slippery Rock Area School District.
And I'm Emily Donatelli, the K-5 General Choral and Instrumental Music teacher at Marine Elementary School. Thanks for joining us for our virtual session today, Cricut in the Classroom.
The Cricut is one of the leading die cutters on the market. It's a crafter and a teacher's best friend. It can draw, fold, cut, create any array of designs on pretty much any material: paper, fabric, vinyl, iron-on, you name it.
So what does this mean for the classroom? The possibilities are endless. From the ultra-organized to the ultra-creative, the Cricut is the time-saving tool that you need. Are you the kind of teacher who likes to label anything and everything? The Cricut has got you covered. Have you found yourself agonizing, spending hours looking at Pinterest-worthy bulletin boards, wishing you could make the same? Look no further.
In today's session, we're going to lead you through the ins and outs of 4 separate classroom projects for your Cricut. We'll be focusing on personalized Bitmoji stickers, window and wall decals, perfectly proportioned bulletin boards, and stylishly sliced monograms. We'll walk you step by step through the design space process, the cutting and assembling for each project. So feel free to pause and rewind this session as much as you need.
Whether you have a Cricut but are apprehensive to take it out of the box, or you're simply here hoping to pick up a few new tips and tricks, we're here to help. Our goals today are to get you comfortable with your Cricut, excited to start creating for your classroom, and, of course, to give you some hands-on fun. So plug in the machine, get out your cutting boards, and pull up Design Space, because we're about to get crafty.
The first thing that we are going to make are print and cut stickers. So this is something that you can do instead of running out to buy stickers, or if there's a certain picture that you really want to make into a sticker, you can easily do that. All you need is just your Cricut and printer and obviously some sticker paper. So I'm going to show you how to make a Bitmoji into a sticker. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is open the Bitmoji app on your phone or through your Google Chrome extension. I have the Bitmoji extension on my Google Chrome. Later on, Emily is going to show you how you can do the same thing using the app on your phone. So the first thing that I'm going to do is open up my Google Chrome. And you can see right here, I have the Bitmoji already installed into the Google Chrome. So all I have to do is hit Bitmoji, and then I'm going to search for any picture that I would want to turn into my sticker. So I'm going to search for good job. All right, and then once you find a picture that you like, you're going to right click it and then save image as. And I'm going to title this one Good Job. And I'm going to save it to my desktop just so that it's easy to find. All right, and then I'm done with my Google Chrome. So I'm going to quit Google Chrome, and then I'm going to open up my Cricut Design Space. Once your Design Space is opened, you're going to hit New Project. You're going to want to upload that Bitmoji picture. So you're going to come down here on the left-hand side to the cloud and hit Upload. You're going to upload image, and then browse and find that Bitmoji picture. So since we saved it to the desktop, it's pretty easy to find. So I'm just going to double click it, and there it is. Now you're going to want to save this as a complex image type, and then hit continue. In this part, you get to use your magic wand and erase anything that you don't want. So say I didn't want this star to print. I could just easily erase it using that magic wand, but I like the star, so I'm going to keep it. This is also the time that if there were a background here, I could erase the background, but I like how this is. It's actually going to print out and then cut all along this. So anytime you see this checkered background, that is where it won't print and it will cut it out. So you can see here there's space in between the shoulder and my hair and my chin. And it's checkered back there. So that means that when I go to print it and then cut it using my Cricut will actually cut all of this out. So anytime that you can see checkered, then that means it'll cut it out. So if I wanted this O cut out, I could erase. If I wanted any part of this cut out, I would just click it and it'll erase. But I'm going to leave it just because it's easier. All right, so once you have it the way that you want it and everything that you want cut out or you want to stay, then you're going to hit continue. And you're going to make sure that you save this as a print and then cut image. So the one that's colored, you want to make sure that that's selected, and then you're going to save. Then I'm going to click the image we just uploaded and insert the image. And now it's in my project, so I can move it around however I want. I can make it as big as I want. I can make it as little as I want. And then you can even duplicate it to make more than one on a page. You can kind of just do whatever you would like. I'm going to stick with 3 for now. And then you would do that for every picture that you want to use. So let's say I wanted to find, I have a student that really likes Woody from Toy Story. So let's say I would go to Google and we're going to search Woody from Toy Story. Images. And let's find one that I think he would like. How about this one? So I would do the same thing. So I would right click this, save image as. I'm going to label this one Toy Story and save it to my desktop. And then do the same thing that I did with my Bitmoji. So I'm going to go down here and hit upload. Upload image, browse, find my Toy Story, make it a complex. And again, anything that I see the checkered, that's where it's going to print it out. So it's going to print along the outline of Mr. Woody here. I'm going to hit continue, save as a print then cut, and then save it. Select my picture and insert it. And then again, I can make him as little or as big as I'd like. I can duplicate him. We'll make 3 of him as well. And there you go. Now I'm going to make sure that I save my project. I'm going to save it as stickers. Always make sure that you save. And I have the Cricut app on my phone, so that's why I'd also asked if I wanted to save it to the cloud. Okay, so once you have it saved, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to click Make It. And you can see that big box around all my images, that you want that there, and you want it around all of your images. What that does is it helps the Cricut read where your page is so it knows where to cut. So you want to make sure that that big box is around all of your pictures. And then you're going to hit continue. We do want to print it first, so we're going to send it to the printer. And then I like to add bleed just to make sure that in case my ink does bleed or anything, my Cricut can cut that out. And then you want to make sure that you have your sticker paper in the printer. And then you're going to hit print, and I'll see you in a little bit. Once you've printed your stickers out, the next step is to cut it using the Cricut. So you're going to make sure that the dial on your Cricut is set to custom material, and then you're going to go here. Sticker paper normally isn't in the popular option, so you're going to browse all material, and you're going to search for it, and then highlight it and click done. And I like to use a light grip mat, just so I don't have to worry about my mat being too sticky and my stickers sticking to it or ripping or anything like that. And then sometimes I will do less pressure just so that it's not cutting all the way through the paper and it's just cutting that top layer. You're going to put your stickers on your mat, load your mat, and then cut pressing your Cricut button. So you've printed your stickers with your printer, then you loaded them on your mat and loaded it into the Cricut where it cut them out. And here is what they look like. Now you can see I did the default pressure, so for some of them it just cut right through the paper instead of only cutting the top layer. But that's okay because you can still peel it and stick it wherever you would like. Easy as that.
The first thing that we need to do in order to make Bitmoji window and wall decals for our classroom is to enter into your Bitmoji app, either on your cell phone or through your Google Chrome extension. Once you're in the app, you can scroll through for a whole bunch of different Bitmojis that you're looking for, or you can search for specific stickers. We're going to search for hello and see what happens. Oh, these look great. I am going to choose this one right here. I'm simply going to click it, and since I'm working with a Mac and iPhone combination, I'm just going to airdrop it directly to my computer. When I airdrop that Bitmoji image from my phone, it's going to show up directly on my computer. Oh, there it is. We're going to click open. If you're not working from an iPhone to a Mac, that is okay. In the Bitmoji app, you're simply going to save that Bitmoji image as a photo to your camera roll. Then on your phone, open up your email, add that photo as an attachment to the email, and send that email to the desktop or the iPad, wherever you're accessing your design space. But since I am on a Mac computer from an iPhone, I'm able to send that really easily. Now, to make things even easier for me, I'm going to rename this file Bitmoji Wave. And I want to save this right to my desktop, just so I can access it super easily here, and we have it right here. The next thing that we want to do is open up our internet browser. I'm using Google Chrome today, and we want to go to a website called svgcreator.com. This is a super accessible website, very, very easy to use. And what it's going to do is it's going to take that Bitmoji image and turn it into an SVG cut file for our Cricut. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down on this website, and it says drag and drop your image. You can do that, or you can click select your image, find it on your desktop, and open it up. We're going to scroll down here again, and it says your file is ready to convert, which is awesome. We want to click convert your file. Again, you're going to have to scroll down, and it says we're generating our SVG. Perfect. There we go. So we can see our original Bitmoji over here with the color and all the detail, and then the SVG that it created. It's pretty good, but I'm a perfectionist, and when I make this window or wall decal, I don't want all these little dots and striations in my hair here. So we're going to take those out, and there is a super, super easy way to do that. We're going to minimize this window. Now that original picture that we took and saved to our desktop, we are going to import it into our photo program on our computer. So for me, that's Photos. Here we have it. We're going to open that image up. And then once it's opened, we want to edit it so that the image is black and white. It's going to make the SVG Creator website a little bit easier to see the darkness of my hair. Right now, it's trying to identify these highlights and these curves in my hair, but we don't really want that. We want to make this as dark as possible and click Done. Excellent. We're going back into our SVG Creator site now, and we just want to drag this photo window to the side. And because we didn't like our original SVG, we're just going to convert another file. This is when I find it's easiest to just drag and drop that from the photo window. So we're going to do that. You can see my computer says photo exported with lower image quality. It doesn't matter. Click convert your file, and let's see if it looks better this time. Generating. So much better. My hair is totally black. We have none of those white dots, which is great. I am missing like some of the details, like my lips or the fine details on my shirt, but I'm okay with this. It's gonna look awesome as a wall decal. So I'm gonna click download, and we're gonna minimize out of our Chrome windows and out of our photos there. Now we saw this one right to my downloads here, so I'm just going to drag that to my desktop right next to my original picture, and we're going to open up our Cricut design space. Make sure you're in a new project, and you want to click the Upload button. From here, Upload Image, and then we're going to browse. I'm looking for that generated SVG that I just made, and I'm going to click Open. And it's perfect, ready to cut. I'm going to rename this Bitmoji Wave, and we're going to save it. Now that it's saved as a cut file, we're going to click that and click Insert Image into our design space. Perfect. And let's minimize this design space screen to 75%. Perfect. We can see the whole cut window. It's going to be 8.3 inches by 8.3 inches. I love it. Don't forget to save your project. We're going to call it Bitmoji Wave Decal. And we're going to save. So what we want to do is drag one giant box over this, and you want to go down to the bottom of your screen where it says Weld. Click that, and it's going to take all of that and chunk it all together. So when we go to move this, everything sticks together. Now, save it again. And this time, when we go to make it, it should all stick together. Perfect. We're going to click Continue. Never, ever, ever forget to set your material setting. So right now, it looks like the last project that I made was light cardstock. That is not what we want. So on my machine, I'm going to go to the dial, and I'm going to turn it to Custom. And for Custom, I want to browse all materials. I am working with window cling today. So I'm going to type in window cling. So we're going to click window cling and done. I'm going to load my machine with my mats, and I will see you when it comes through. All right, here we go. I chose to cut my window cling using this fun red color, but you can use, again, whatever color you want. So my favorite part, time to weed. I really recommend using one of the hook weeding tools that just helps grab the excess material that you don't need so much easier. Also, my go-to secret tip is a lint roller. I always have at least one lint roller on hand, and it just helps to take off those extra little innards and the little pieces that you don't need and stick them somewhere. So for these big pieces, we can just throw those to the side. But when it comes time to get the really tight stuff and the super small stuff, it just picks up the extra so much easier. Oh my gosh, how cool is this? It looks awesome. If you were using vinyl and making a wall decal or a whiteboard decal, now would be the time to take out your transfer tape, cut a piece, and smooth it over. For that, I recommend using one of the scraper tools just to make sure you really, really get those creases in nice and get it stuck there. But because we're using window cling, we're able to put it right on the window itself. So here we go. Okay, seriously. How cute is that?
We're going to show you how to make our bulletin boards. You will honestly never look at a bulletin board the same once you see how easy it is to do it using your Cricut. So the first thing that you have to do is obviously measure your bulletin board. Then you're going to open your Cricut design space and you're going to start a new project. And I'm actually going to make my design space a little bit bigger just so that it's easier for us to see everything. Okay, the next thing that you're going to do is you're going to go on the left-hand side down to Shapes, and you're going to insert a square. Once you've done that, make sure that your square is highlighted, and you're going to go up here to Size. You're going to unlock it so that you can change the width and the height to whatever you want. And you're going to insert the size of your bulletin board in inches here. So this square is about to get really big. All right, now you are going to zoom down at the bottom. You're going to zoom your design space out so that we can see as much of this rectangle as we can. You're not going to be able to see the whole thing at once, but that's okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to change the color of the box to match the color of the bulletin board paper that we're going to be using. So my bulletin boards are white right now, so I'm going to change the color of the box to white. Then we're going to click the text down here on the left side. You're going to click text, and you're going to start entering the words you want displayed on your bulletin board. So we're going to say, welcome back. We're going to play around with the fonts and see what we like, and then drag the corners of our text boxes until they fill up the amount of space that I want in my bulletin board. You can change the fonts, you can change the colors, you can change anything that you'd like. So we're going to play around for right now. And what I like to do is when I hit font, I'll hit system, and that'll automatically just show me the ones that are already in the system or ones that I've uploaded so that they're all free. There are some Cricut fonts that you're going to have to spend some money on. I don't want to spend money, so I just always hit system, and that'll show me the ones that are already in here for free. Okay, now that I've chosen my font, I'm going to drag this and make it as big as I want it to be on my bulletin board. And remember that you can't see the whole rectangle, so you're going to need to move around on the page to make this fit how you want it to fit. You can also curve it if you'd like to curve it. Be sure that you highlight your text, and up here at the top there's advanced, and you're going to ungroup your letters. This will save you space on your cutting mats. Otherwise your Cricut will try to print all the letters connected together. All right, and if your dream bulletin board also has a large image, it would be your time to insert those. So you can find image on Google Images using your clip art. You can also go over here to images and search, let's say I want to put a smiley face on my bulletin board. I can do that, and then like I said, I like to do all the free stuff, so I'm going to hit that Cricut Access, ownership free. Well, there isn't much in here for a smiley face that's free. So what I'm going to do is go to Google Chrome, and I'm going to search smiley face clip art. We're going to go to our images, find one that we like, save image as. We'll do smiley face, and then make sure that you save it to your desktop just so it's easy to find. And then just like we did with our Bitmoji stickers and our Bitmoji wall cling, we're going to upload image, browse, find that smiley face. I'm going to do this one as a simple smiley face. Continue. And then again, I'm going to delete anything that I don't want. So make sure that that checkered's there. So this will only cut out the circle, the mouth, and the eyes. I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to save this one as a cut image because we're not printing this out first. We're just cutting. Then we're going to save it, make sure it's highlighted, and insert that image. And then I'm going to put it on my bulletin board. I like to unlock my images just because if you have it locked, you can only make it the height and width that Cricut feels you should. I like to unlock it because then I can kind of make it as fat as I want it, as thin as I want it. You can move it around. All right. Ooh, that it's not center. Gonna put it in the center. All right. And if your dream bulletin board just had text, then you would go ahead and cut away and make sure that your machine is set to cardstock. But since I wanted an image in there, I threw an image. What you're going to do is you're going to delete this giant bulletin board background. So this is going to help make your program run faster. So we're going to delete the square. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click Shapes and we're going to insert another square. If you're using 12 by 12 cardstock, then you're going to resize the shape to about 11.5 by 11.5 inches. If you're using 8.5 by 11, you're going to resize the square to 8 by 10.5. I'm using 8.5 by 11, so I'm going to go here, and again, I'm going to resize it to 8 by 10.5. And then we're going to duplicate this square and line them up so that they're touching side by side behind your new image. So I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to send to back so that I can see my image. The next thing that you're going to do once you have the image and the papers all the way that you need it to be, you are going to slice the image. So this allows for you to break up the larger image into a file that you can cut easier on your paper size. So what you're going to do is you're going to select the paper and then hit Shift and select the image. And then down here on the right hand side is a slice tool. You're going to hit Slice. And you're just going to do that for all the papers that you have. Okay, once you've done that, you're going to delete the squares. And you're also going to delete the image that you just cut out. So you should be left with just a gray version of the smiley face. So we're going to delete our squares and then we're going to delete the black top of it. Erased all of the squares and the top of your smiley face, so it's just the cut. You are going to go ahead and cut out your materials. So you're going to hit Make It, and then you're going to change your material size. I'm using 8.5 by 11 paper, so I'm going to make sure that all of my mats are 8.5 by 11. The letters are going to adjust all together. Then the smiley face you're going to have to adjust separately. So I'm using 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to change all of those so that it's 8.5 by 11. And you can see that obviously it's not cutting out a nice smiley face for you. It's cutting it out in those pieces so that you can make it as big as the bulletin board. And then once you are done cutting them out, obviously since it's cutting them out in quite a few different parts here, 8 different parts, you're going to want to make sure that you're keeping all of those pieces together so that it's easier for you to assemble once they're all cut. Once you've cut out all your pieces for your big image, you can go back in and flip the image, or you can just kind of piece them together however you think they go. It's pretty easy to do it if you flip the image though. And then what you're going to do is you're going to use your clear tape it all together, and then flip it back over, and you'll have the big image. So then you would just put the mouth and your eyes in. And what I normally do, just to make sure that it's a little bit more durable, I'll laminate them too. But easy as that.
Before we head into our next Cricut tutorial, we just wanted to share with you your Act 48 Our Secret Code. The secret code for Cricut in the classroom is, are you ready? EAD01. $1. The last tutorial that we'll be leading you through on Cricut in the classroom today is making one of those personalized split pencil teacher clipboards. You've probably seen them on Pinterest or around on teacher websites. They're super cute and they are super easy to make. So the first thing we need to do is open up our trusty internet browser. We're going to do a simple Google search for pencil SVG free and see what comes up. 9 times out of 10, you're going to get tons and tons of hits for pre-made sliced pencil SVGs when you do this. Or if you type in sliced apple SVG free or sliced pumpkin, whatever you want, things will come up. And that's what we're going to be using today. We're going to scroll down and we're going to go to topfreedesigns.com, the third selection here. We're going to click on that. And this is going to bring us to our SVG file, which is going to look just like this. Beautiful, pre-made, it's wonderful. We're going to click Pencil SVG, which will take us to another page. This one verifying, yes, this is the SVG that we want to download. Obviously without Mrs. Smith's name. Make sure it says SVG format file so we know exactly what we're getting, and we want to download that file. Once that downloads, we're going to open up that folder and we're going to close out of that browser window there. Open up what you just downloaded just to make sure everything is there. It came with 4 different downloads of this pencil monogram. We have a document, a scripted one, a PNG image, and then our SVG document. We want to take the SVG and drag that onto our desktop just so that we have it in an easy, accessible place. If we take, for example, the PNG, when we go to import that into our design space, we're going to need to delete layers and colors, and it's going to be very complicated. But our SVG has everything that we need right there. Next things next, we're going to open up our Cricut design space into a blank canvas and click Upload. Here we're going to upload image. We're going to browse for that SVG that we just placed on our desktop and open that up. Perfect. Everything's there, all of our layers, all of our colors, and it already has a name for us. Easy, good to go. We're going to click Save. Click that image again, and now we're going to insert it into our document. Now the clipboard that I'm going to be putting my design on is a 9 by 12 clipboard. So I want my pencil width to be about 7 inches. So I'm going to go up here at the top where it says size, and next to W for width, I'm going to change that to 7 and click enter. And the proportions of the image will automatically change. Personally, and this is just a style thing, but I like these clipboards and images best when the pencil's face downwards. So I'm also going to go to rotate, and I'm going to rotate my image by 180 degrees so that the pencil's face down. Much better. Now it's time to personalize this. We're going to go over to text, and you type in your name. Now, I already like the font that comes up here. I think it looks really good. It looks like it came up in a great size already too. If you want to make that bigger or smaller, you can just drag the ends here. But I think that we could use something a little bit more exciting. So we're going to go up to font. When you click on font, you get a ton of different options here. Some of these have a little A next to them. Those are included with Cricut Access Pass. Some of them have a price next to them. If you want to pay for a font, all the power to you. Absolutely go for it. The fonts are beautiful. I have a huge font book on my computer already though, so I'm going to go to Filter, and I want to search just within my fonts. And it breaks it down so all the paid ones and the Cricut Access ones are taken out of my selections. Now, you can scroll and look individually for the different fonts you want, or if you know something really good, you can go ahead and type it in the search box. I personally really like Dom Casual. It's right here. It's a free with Cricut Access right now, and I think that looks great. I'm going to size that and place it there. But I have gotten a lot of questions from people in the past during Cricut tutorials about how to take a font and make it into a connected cursive font. And that's a very, very good question. So let's make a different Mrs. Donatelli font in cursive. What we're going to do is we'll just pull this one to the side. And I find that it is easiest to line it up with the grid on the bottom. We're going to pick a font here. One of my go-to cursive fonts is something called Shoreline's Script. I love the way this one looks. But you can see that when we go to cut this, it doesn't really look like a cursive font. It's just a bunch of swoopy letters that are like all apart. So to connect this, we're going to go up to Advanced and go Ungroup to Letters. Now, each of these letters has become its own individual image. So we can drag these and connect them to get that nice flowy cursive look. There we go. And then you pull your box over all of that, and you would want to weld that together. If you do not weld that together, your letters are going to cut individually. So make sure that you click weld, so that way when you go to move this, everything moves together. But like I said, I prefer kind of this chunkier font for me, so I'll delete my cursive there. Now, something that is kind of difficult to navigate is when you go to take this image and to layer all the vinyl on your clipboard perfectly. I am like a perfectionist, so I need to make sure that all of my vinyls lay together at exactly the same way. So here's what we're going to do. Go over to Shapes, and we want to insert a star image. We're going to shrink this down. And we're just going to place it in the middle of our design right here. And then we're going to go all the way over to the top right, and we're going to click Duplicate. And we want to make one star for every color in our design. So our design has pink, gray, yellow, black, and tan. So we have 5 stars. Now we want to take each of these stars and select them over on the layer side. We're just going to hold down Shift and then click, 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 and click. And now we're going to go to a line up at the top in the middle here. And we want to click Center. And that puts all of our stars exactly in the same place. You might need to, again, center it over the design, but that's okay. Now, we're going back over to layers. And we want to color 1 star for each of the colors that we have in our design. Design Space is awesome in the fact that it already knows the material colors that were inserted in our SVG. So we can go ahead and we can make that one tan. And then we can go ahead, going over to the side, of course, where we have layers, and let's make one black to match. Let's make one gray to match. We need our pink, and we need our yellow. And now it looks like I have 2 different colored blacks in my design. So what I'm assuming that means is my text and my pencil tips are 2 different colors right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down into the layers, and we want to change each of these little pencil tips to make sure that they're black, so everything is exactly the same color. Perfect. Okay, now here's the tricky part. We need to attach those individual stars with the other layers of those colors. That way, when we go to cut, everything is connected and we can line up the 5 points of our stars perfectly to get a beautiful, perfect, pristine alignment. So, the easiest way to do this is to work in your layers section over here. We're going to click our tan star, and then we're going to scroll down in our layers, and we want to click Shift, click all of our tan pencil tips. Once you have that, we go over to our trusty weld, and that puts everything together. Now it looks like our pencil tips disappeared. They did not. They just got hidden behind our tan pencil parts, so don't worry about that. Scroll back up to the top of this. We're going to weld together all of our black things, stars, pencil tips, and wording now. So again, click the black star, click Shift, and click your text. Scroll down, Shift, click on the pencil tip, Shift, click on the pencil tip, Shift, click on the pencil tip, and weld those together. Perfect. Okay, almost done. Click on your gray star on the side. Again, we're over in the layers. Scroll down, and we're going to Shift, click on all the gray icons, Shift, click, and weld that together. We go to our pink star, getting easier and easier. Shift, click, shift click, weld that together. And last but not least, we are going to go over to our yellow. So we click the star, shift click, and weld those together. So now, don't forget, we're going to save that space folder, and we're going to go over to make it. And when we do this, we should see that we have all of our different cutting boards lined up with the star at the top and then the cut images below. We're going to click continue. Everything looks good here. As it connects to our machine, don't forget to change your material setting so that it is set to vinyl. So I'm going to cut this and I will see you guys on the other side. We have all of our vinyls and materials set, and it is time to start weeding. Don't forget your weeding tool and my trick, the trusty lint roller. So the next thing we need to do is take out our transfer tape. I highly recommend buying a huge roll of this. If you're someone who works with vinyls a lot, then this will definitely go a long way. I know that my design that I cut was about 7 inches. I'm going to cut 8 inches of my transfer tape just to give me a little bit of an extra wiggle room here. Now that we have our big piece of transfer tape, we are ready to go. When we were doing the welding of all of our stars and our different colors in the design space, do you remember how our black pencil tips seemed to disappear? It's because the black pencil tips are the topmost thing that we see on this design. So when we go to do this, we need to think working backwards. What comes first in our design? The pencil tips are going to go on top, and they're going to go on top of our wooden pencil parts. But even more on top of that is going to be the yellow, because that is going to overlap directly on top of our wooden pencils. But we do need to start with the black pencil top. You are going to take your transfer tape, and I recommend peeling back just a little bit of the corner to then peel back the paper itself. Fold that over, and that's going to give you a nice crease and a nice easy surface to work with. You want to line that up nicely with your star right there, and if you have a scraper tool, now's a really good time to take that out. We're going to just slowly pull this back and make sure that we're catching all the different parts of our design as we do that. All the letters, that's the hardest part, is the individual letters. And then our pencil tips at the bottom. You're going to take this back part of your transfer tape and you're just going to throw it away. So what you should have right here is your words, your stars, and your pencil tip. Again, if you have a scraper, feel free to use that. If you don't, you can use your hands and it works the same way. This is what mine looks like, okay? This is kind of the scary part. You're going to peel back the backing of the black so that now all you have is your transfer tape with your words, your stars, and your pencil tips. And, oh my gosh, is the Cricut magical or what? This is what we have. Next up comes your yellow. Line up your stars very, very carefully here. Okay. If the stars are not totally perfect, it's okay, but the reason we use the star shape is because they have the 5 points. So we have 5 exact places to match our vinyl up with. Now that we have more than one, I'm going to recommend not peeling everything back at the same time, but just like we did in the initial step, just a tiny little bit so that your star is showing. I'm doing my wooden pencil part next, and I'm going to line those stars up right on top of each other. There we go. And then slowly and carefully peel the rest of the backing from the yellow away. Okay. And again, you're going to crease all of that on there. We want that to stick nice and well. Okay. Here's what we look like so far. The next thing that I'm going to be adding is the silver part to my design. Because I don't need to use the bottom, I'm not going to take that transfer tape off yet. I'm just going to start slowly cutting it away. So peel this back until just the star shows. line up your star perfectly so that we make sure we get our perfect alignment here. And then we're going to peel this back until we have a line up here. Last part is the erasers. Again, we just peel this back. We want to line that stars up right on that eraser. How cool is that? Okay, when we go to put this on the clipboard, we don't want those stars there. So you're going to take your scissors and you're just going to cut that whole top part off. We don't need that. Throw it away. This is just to make sure that we have the perfect alignment, which we do. It's beautiful. I'm taking my clipboard. This is just a dollar store clipboard, but we're going to snazz it up. And I'm going to put my design on the back of it so that when I'm taking attendance in class, everyone can see it on the back. One more time before you do anything else, make sure that your design is fully on this top transfer tape. Make it really, really nice. Do those creases on the front, on the back. And then kind of eyeball where you want that to go. And you're going to slowly, slowly start peeling this away. Again, I'm folding down this top part so I can get a nice smooth crease when I put this down. So there's no bubbling and we're good to go with everything. And then we're going to peel back our transfer tape. How cool is that? Send us pictures of your clipboards in your classroom today. We would love to see them.
Thanks for joining us today for Cricut in the Classroom. We hope that you had as much fun crafting alongside us as we did.
Hopefully today's session has helped you to gain a little more confidence on your Cricut machine and come up with some fun, useful projects for your classroom for the upcoming school year.
The versatility of the Cricut and its ability to cut paper, fabrics, iron-on material, vinyl, even wood, makes it the perfect tool to store in your teacher toolbox.
We'll list our emails below. Please do not hesitate to reach out with any Cricut questions. We'd love to help you and make the most of your machine for the upcoming school year. And don't forget to submit our code for your Act 48 credits. The code is EAD01. Again, that's EAD01.
Bye!